Hey, welcome. How's everybody doing? So today I want to have real talk with Empress Oracle because I got some splaining to do. Today I want to talk about hood rich defined because I see a lot of hood rich shenanigans, a lot of hood booger shenanigans going on, and I think that a lot of people, a lot of people don't know the difference between rich and being wealthy. There is a difference. Wealth is more long term and more in depth, but hood rich, we got to talk about that because there's a lot of people that feel like, and I'm not knocking anybody who's hood rich, by the way, I'm not. However, there are a lot of people who have stagnated themselves by aspiring to be hood rich and thinking that that's the end all cure all. So today our guest is gonna be Pirate Water, and this flavor, this is new. I'm actually just trying it. This is called Miami Vice, and girl, delicious. And of course, Black and Mild. Now, y'all, okay, so the meaning of hood rich, in my words and my terms. Now, if anybody else has another meaning or definition of hood rich, feel free to go ahead and comment and say what that is. But in my studies of the hood and the people who are noted to be hood rich, these are people who like I said, they put themselves in a box because they aspire. All of their ambition and their aspiration is just to please others or to look good in other people's eyes, right? Like they could be doing the worst. And I'm telling you because my name is Keisha or whatever, but listen to me. I've been known to date a hood nigga or two or whatever. So I really know what I'm talking about here, and I'm gonna tell you what I've seen with all of them. A lot of times, the people who aspire to be hood rich are the people who came from nothing, okay? I.e., the hood. Now, you could be from the hood and not be broke. Let me say that. And I say that because originally I'm from the Bronx, but I'm from the North Bronx. I'm from a part of the Bronx called the Valley, and when I was growing up there, it was kind of hood, but you weren't poor. So you can't even say that necessarily they came from poverty. But from what I have seen, most of the people who aspire to be hood rich, they have come from poverty, less than ideal means, where they had to go out and get it any way that they felt like they could. And personally, what stagnates them and makes them only hood rich is because a lot of them could be very successful businessmen out in the real world. If they took those skills and talents and applied them to the real world, they would be outstanding. If they applied it to something legal, they would be outstanding. But because a lot of times to start off being hood rich, they want to be known as the next Scarface and XYZ. So they kind of build themselves a negative track record so that all the pioneering ideas and stuff, they feel like they feel as though they can only make money under the table, right? And instead of trying to look good for themselves or do what truly pleases them, instead they aspire to please the hood. They want to be the hood hero. But what you have to realize is even in the hood, everybody really has to save themselves. And that be the downfall a lot of times. A lot of times because they want to look hard to other people and stuff, they will do what looks right to the hood but is morally incorrect or shows that they really lack integrity, or will eventually have their ass in fucking jail or dead. Really, all because they want to be a hood rich superstar. They want to have that name. And it's sad to say because a lot of people, especially minorities and people of color, a lot of them were under the impression that, you see what I'm saying, standing 10 toes down and shit like that, being solid, being loyal, is being loyal to the streets and loyal to the hood. But at the end of the day, when these same people get gunned down, the hood don't say shit. Everybody is on mum. So what really did you gain besides death? But you say you're hood rich. At the end of the day, every single person that I have ever met, ever come across, or ever heard a story about that was hood rich, they're all poor now, or dead, or in prison. So is it really worth it? That's what people got to realize. Hood rich means that you got all the latest sneakers, all the latest clothes, you got all the designer everything, but you don't even got your own house. Your name is not on a lease. You don't even have a dependable vehicle. And if you do have a vehicle, it's to flex and to look good in the hood. But really, God forbid that shit gets towed, you can't even really get it out because it's probably not even properly registered. You probably don't have no valid insurance. That's what hood rich is, right? Hood rich people have a tendency to work on the surface. They like to build a facade and an illusion, but the real things that need to be taken care of on the inside, they totally ignore. Totally ignore. Hood rich, and it's sad to say, but it's so true, especially in African American culture. You know, y'all done read the hood novels and shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Them hood novels and stuff, they lead a lot of young people to feel like, oh, that's the glamorous life. That's how I want to be. Because in the stories, they got all the bitches, they got all the drugs and everything. But what people don't realize is easy come, easy go. And that shit, it always, it's like you're selling your soul for that in a way. And I don't mean you're actually going, oh, hell, Lucifer, here's my soul. No. But you're giving up everything that makes you morally correct, makes you a good person, all for looks and appearances, all for a facade and illusion for people who half the time don't even really fucking like you. Most of the hood rich people end up getting chopped down, shot down in the hood by the same people they trying to impress because those people really are jealous of them. So is it really worth it to be hood rich? Is it? I don't think so. But you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's why we just calling this real talk. Hood rich, defined, hood rich is really just an illusion. It's just a facade to keep up appearances. It's like keeping up with the Joneses for people who honestly really don't even matter because most of them don't have shit for themselves, and that's why they look up to you. But the same way they're looking up to you, their eyes turn green with envy and they go try to undercut you. They go behind your back. They want to rob, steal. They want to take you off of that pedestal that you put yourself on for the hood. That's why you got to have a good foundation behind yourself. Being hood rich don't last forever. And that's what a lot of people need to realize. I done been with some hood rich niggas before. None of them have any of the things that they hustle so hard for anymore. Long term, none of them have it. They're all broke. They're all lonely. They're all poor. They're all locked up. X, Y, and Z, elemental P. You see where I'm going with this. So that was short and sweet. But I just wanted to explain to you guys the true definition of hood rich. And it's time for everybody to really stop, to get out the matrix, elevate your mind, and try to strive for wealth, okay? Internal wealth, external wealth. Stuff that lasts. Build a legacy for you and your children, okay? Because all these hood rich motherfuckers, you notice when people be hood rich and then they die suddenly, their family don't even have money to bury them because they spent all their money keeping appearances for people who at the end of the day really don't even give a fuck about them. You hear all that? It's confirmation for people who at the end of the day really don't even give a fuck about them. Don't let that be you guys. And you know, if you decide that you're tired of being hood rich and you want to gain internal wealth and abundance, clarity, and some perspective, feel free to check out my videos, my healing wisdom. Feel free to go on my Etsy shop, Empress Oracle Shop, And there I have stuff that can help you to cleanse your aura, to help you focus. I have crystals, bath salts, body butters, everything that you need to help you to gain clarity, focus, to become one with yourself so you can know what it is that you really want. Because honestly, anybody who has a dream can achieve that shit. You really can. You just have to put forth that work. If you put the same amount of work into a legal hustle as you do being hood rich, imagine how far you would be. It's time for us to work smarter and not harder. That's all I have to say, you guys. Be blessed. I love you all, and I will see you again.